is a budget deck built for Arena. Now, budgeting on Arena is a little bit different because of the wildcard system. So, as many people know, this is what the budget I'm restricting myself to. I created a new account, opened all the free packs that I was given, and I ended up with a total of the following wildcards: 4 Mythic, 10 Rare, 26 Uncommon, and 20 Common. Now, obviously, there was a lot of pack openings, so there was some there'll be some flexibility in this budget. However, that is the budget I am restricting myself to when brewing these decks, and the idea of this is to give you an optimal budget deck that you could easily play in queues and slowly see if you like the deck and then upgrade it over time. So the first deck we have here is a budget Jund sack deck. This deck runs you 2 Mythics, 8 Rares, 12 Uncommons, and 23 Commons, not including the basic lands, because you get them for free. And how does this deck work? Well, it's built around the interaction of the Cauldron Familiar and the Witch's Oven. So Witch's Oven, we sack a creature to create a food token. If we sack a big creature, we get 2. And the Cauldron Familiar has the ability that if it's in our graveyard, we can sack a food to return it to the battlefield. And on ETB, each opponent will lose a life and we will gain a life. Now, the big combo, the reason this is now a Jund deck, because many of you remember this was originally a 2-color Mayhem Devil deck, is because of Yagra, the Eater of All. Yagra has Ward, Sacrifice of Food, and other creatures are food in addition to their other types. The reason this is killer in this deck is if we have Yagra out, and we have a Cauldron Familiar on the battlefield, and one in the graveyard, the 2 cats can just eat each other to give us infinite drain and infinite ETBs and infinitely use Yagra. So those are 2 Mythics. You could have an additional copy if you have more Mythics to burn if you like the style of the deck. But yes, that's the infinite instant win combo. The support for the Oven Cauldron Familiar runs us with Mayhem Devil. So whenever any player, including us, sacrifices a permanent, we can ping any target. We then have Trail of Crumbs, which is a 2-mana enchantment that enters and makes a food. And whenever a food token is sacked, we can pay 1, look at the top 2 cards of our library, and put a permanent card into our hand. This pairs really well with the Oven because we sack the food to the Cauldron Familiar. You don't have to sack the food with its ability to gain life to trigger this. So anytime we sack food for any other triggers, we can activate that ability. Also, if Trail of Crumbs is out and Yagra is out, every time we sack a creature to anything, we can then trigger the Trail of Crumbs to draw further into it. We're running a playset of Greedy Freebooter. I like this card as a little filler creature that can also give us value on death. We don't mind sacrificing it, and it also lets us, it repays for itself and lets us get card selection. The rest of the deck is support. We have Duress for disruption, we have Torch the Tower, another thing that we can use to sacrifice, but also just does some damage to take out opposing creatures. We have Deadly Dispute for card selection, because we can just draw, make more sackable things, sack stuff to trigger it, and a full playset of Dreadbore. If you are in these colours, get a playset of this. It's 4 commons from the recent Pioneer Master set. It's a great inclusion in your deck. Mana base wise, we run 15 basics, 10 swamps, 2 mountains for 3 forests, and then we run 2 playsets of the Razor Trap Gorge and the Bleeding Woods. These are the common Duskmaw lands that will enter untapped if a player has 13 or less life. In a meta now where everyone is shocking fort seizing on turn 1 and you incidentally are draining them a little bit or they're hitting you a little bit, you'd be surprised how quickly people are at 13 or less life. Sideboard wise, we have Vidalcan Epicures here as an additional creature we bring in to just do some more damage on aggro. We have Atrax's Fall as our enchantment and artifact removal for any kind of Rest in Peace or anti-graveyard synergy the opponent brings in. We have Restless Fireweaver as an additional damage dealer, so whenever we make whenever an artifact enters the battlefield, we can ping the opponent for damage, so it adds up over time. You could put this in the main board if you want. I like it as a surprise thing to turbo up the deck. We have Glassworks and Shattered Yard as kind of a slug effect. I'm not too impressed with this, it probably would come out, but right now it's a good filler piece. And a couple of Burglar Rats just for decks that are very dependent on certain cards. Just forcing the opponent to discard the answer they're holding can just be really good. And also it's just another creature we can sack. But yes, that is the deck. It will run you 2 Mythic, 8 Rare, 12 uncommon and 23 commons, deck list below. Watch the gameplay to see how it plays, and if you want to try out the format, I would suggest this is one of the best budget options you could try.